Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Nerds with Badges. I wasted about probably 10 or 15 minutes fiddling with the controls on this laptop. This is a Chromebook Plus that I bought a few years ago. And one of the reasons I bought it is because of the cool effects that you can do. My background is supposed to be blurred right now. I don't know what the hell is going on. And there's supposed to be an option to add backgrounds with AI. That's not working for some reason, so I'm gonna have to spend some time with this thing, figuring out what the hell is going on. 'Cause I don't use the Chromebook that much, except for videos. I did have an interest in Android gaming, but I haven't really been taking advantage of it. I don't even know why I pay like $6 or $7 a month for the Google Play service, and I don't even take advantage of it. I think I might even have the Apple Arcade, and I think I got that because they had a Sonic the Hedgehog game. But I wanted to do something tonight. I've been watching the new Disney Plus cartoon, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and I just noticed today. I think what had happened was I was looking at something online, and you know how the algorithm or whatever they use to like advertise products to you based on the sites that you go to. So something popped up, which I thought was interesting, which I didn't even know existed, which is the my phone. I gotta get a new phone. They actually have Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man comic book actually that takes place before. I guess it takes place before the cartoon. I mean, I was a little confused because it seems like I don't know if maybe it's stuff that happens off panel because I guess we see how he designs his costume, which we don't see that in the cartoon because he actually has like several. But I wanted to give a little review of. I think there's only 5 episodes, so I've watched. I think there's 5 episodes. I've watched all the episodes that they have available right now, and it's really interesting. It's cool how they took the Spider-Man mythos and built upon it, because just like Superman and Batman, Batman's parents gets killed, rich kid, traumatized, becomes a crime fighter. We've seen this story over and over again. Spider-Man, he gets bit by the spider. He's a nerdy kid, gets picked on in school, becomes a hero. And Superman, the kid from another planet, they find the baby in the ship, they raise it. He's got American values. He's a real gentle soul with a noble spirit. You know, um, Hot farm boy, vibes, I guess. Um, but it's nice when companies take these stories, and put different spins on them. And it's not exactly a new thing because we've had, for many, many years, we've had all these alternate universe stories. DC, they have their alternate universe. They have their new 52, which was 52 different, parallel worlds and universes. Marvel has the multiverse. Everybody has the multiverse. Even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has multiverse. So DC, they have a series called Elseworlds, which will basically stories featuring characters. They might have the Justice League, but they're like in Texas in the Western times or something. And then I was reading one really good story. I can't remember the name of it, but I think they released a new volume recently. So it's the Justice League, but they're all like in medieval times, and I love medieval, especially sword and sorcery stuff. Game of Thrones, Dragon Slayer, Dungeons and Dragons. I love all that whole genre, and I love games about it. So it's real cool. You have Superman and Batman, they're like royalty, and Wonder Woman is an Amazon, and her and Supergirl are like in a relationship with each other. And then you have, Marvel's, they did their Ultimate Universe, which was like another universe where all the characters that we know and love exist. But Spider-Man's still a kid. X-Men are all teenagers. Incredible Hulk is, gray and he eats people. The characters are different. And the version of Captain America that we have in the movies is based on the ultimate version of Captain America, which is more, he's stronger. The regular Captain America in the comic books doesn't even have, he's got peak level strength, which is probably like a ton, probably on the like the, he is like a real bad life or death situation. He had to call upon all the strength in his body with the super soldier serum. But in the Ultimate Universe, Captain America is probably not far behind Spider-Man when it comes in terms of strength. Probably somewhere around maybe 8, 10 tons. Spider-Man is, definitely stronger. They kind of go back and forth with Spider-Man's strength level. I don't even want to get started. But yeah, in the comic books, Captain America is not really that much stronger. He is stronger than a regular person, but the super soldier serum really made him like peak level everything. So other than being stronger, than a regular person, I would say about a ton in strength level. He's able to like throw the, he actually has photographic memory, and another one, his heightened reflexes and reaction time, and part of his mathematical genius brain, how it calculates things. It explains why he's able to throw the shield with such accuracy, a pinpoint accuracy, and make it bounce back. This doesn't really make sense because vibranium is supposed to absorb impact, but I guess it's got some adamantium in there. But it really shouldn't ricochet like that. But comic books. And another thing about Captain America and the fact that he will go into a coma if his body gets to a certain low temperature. And the most important thing, which I think a lot of people don't know probably about Captain America, is his body doesn't really secrete fatigue poisons like a regular person. So he could literally run like all day without getting tired. Nobody really talks about that. And he can run faster than a regular person, but it was probably be more like a sprint type of ability. And the speed, I don't know if he's ever really been, if we've ever got like a real number for how fast he can run. But I know there was one issue where he was literally running through the snow with someone, and Nick Fury was like, that's something I don't think I've ever seen before. And somebody was like, yeah, he can run really fast when he needs to. But like I said, comic books, and when it comes to comic books, a lot of times, realism kind of goes out the window. You're like, what can Captain America, talking about Sam Wilson, how can he fight the damn Hulk if he don't have powers? Batman been fighting people for 75 years without powers. Come on, give me a break. Come on, you want to scrutinize Sam Wilson all of a sudden? I mean, he does have advanced technology and stuff, and I do suspect he's going to get powers at some point, like he does in the comics. But anyway, back to Spider-Man. So I watched Spider-Man has always been very dear to me. My father was in the military. He was drafted into the Army, and he gave me his Spider-Man collection. I wish I knew where all those books were now. I think I might have some in storage somewhere, but I think they're gone. I ended up buying them digitally again, but he gave me a bunch of Spider-Man comic books, and I remember reading, and Namor, which is such a cool character because he was featured in a story that it was an arc dealing with the Frightful Four or the Sinister Six. I can't remember, but it was like a group of characters. They all came together and they beat up Spider-Man, and they basically had him chained up and drifting into outer space. And Submariner actually came and saved Spider-Man. It was like, he's too noble a foe to die like this, and they had to team up to fight. I think it was the Sandman, the Trapster, and Hydro Man or some other characters. They were like, I think there were like 4 characters. I think it was a Frightful Four or something like that. But it's one of the reasons why Namor is dear to me too. So Spider-Man, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man cartoon, it starts with the beginning. The cartoon on Disney Plus. He's 15 years old. He's designing the suits for himself. Obviously he doesn't have a lot of money. The suit is he just kind of throws some stuff together. But he's real smart. He's like a genius level smart. And he, they gender swapped the Lizard. The Lizard is a sister. She's a black lady with one arm. And so Dr. Connor is like, she's a black lady. And Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn, they also swapped their race. They're black, which is interesting. And I like, it doesn't really affect the story. I think, they did some, God forbid they do something different with the characters. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice take. And I think it's funny how Nico, who's kind of like she's Spider-Man's best friend. She kind of has a crush on him, but he doesn't really know. But Nico, if you read the comic books or if you've seen the Runaways, Nico, she's actually has a magic staff that gets passed down to her from her family that gives her powers and stuff. And she's like a instructor at I think at Strange Academy, the comic book that just comes and goes. And I just kind of start reading it because I can't keep up. But they canceled the series. It runs for a few issues. They have a few special things. And they showed up in the Blood Hunt storyline, which all the vampires and Blade that they did last year. But yeah, it's interesting how there are some characters that are there, and they talk about the Civil War, which happened in the comics, and also they're referring to the movie. I guess the MCU because they talk about Captain America and Iron Man, and Spider-Man's like, well, I'm on Captain America's side, but Iron Man makes sense about superheroes should be held responsible if something happens. So that's interesting. So obviously this is taking place before Spider-Man gets recruited by Iron Man, and so I guess maybe they'll build up to that. I'm sorry. These are like chocolate filled. Usually when I have my coffee when I come to work, I will eat like some cookies or donuts or something with the coffee. It's a mental thing. It's like I have to eat something with the coffee. But anyway, like I was saying, they race swapped Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn. So Spider-Man saves Harry Osborn from getting run over by a car, not knowing that he's the rich son of Norman Osborn, who becomes friends with him because Peter Parker gets a job working for Norman Osborn. But Norman Osborn, spoiler alert, they develop a really unique, cool relationship because Norman Osborn, who's voiced by, if it's Domingo Coleman or Coleman Domingo, it's gotten real popular these days, but The Color Purple, and he's got a series on Netflix right now. But basically, he plays the role of Harpo in the Color Purple remake. He's, the bad guy who's abusing, the main heroine of the story. But I didn't even know that was him doing the voice until I saw the credits. I don't know if there are any other people, any other big name people doing voices in the cartoon, but his name stood out. So, like I said, spoiler alert. Going once, going twice, third time spoiler alert if you don't want to know. Because it's a big thing. Norman Osborn finds out that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, but he doesn't expose him or anything. He actually offers to become like a mentor and help him. And Norman has got all this technology and stuff, so he helps Peter develop his suits. So that's one of the reasons why he might be wearing a different costume in one episode, a different costume in another one. He's going through all these different suits trying to find the right look for him. And then when he finds out that Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn, basically, he finds out who he is, and then he finds out, Norman Osborn and his father are having and his son are having a conversation, and Peter walks in dressed as Spider-Man, and I think he has his mask off or something, and then so Harry's like, "Oh, you're Spider-Man," so then they become even really good friends, and Harry ends up becoming like the behind the desk kind of assistant to Peter when he's on missions and stuff, and talk to him on the intercom. And there's another person who I didn't realize who they were at first, and that's Lonnie. I can't remember his last name, but in the comic books, Lonnie, the guy, I think he was white, and then they made him black in the comics recently. But he's supposed to have white skin, like an albino. and like shark teeth, and he's like strong and bulletproof. He beats up Spider-Man in a recent book a few years ago, which was just like stupid. They were like in a truck, and Spider-Man couldn't move, and he grabbed him and like basically choked Spider-Man out, which didn't make any sense because Tombstone was never that strong. I mean, he had superhuman strength, but he wasn't on Spider-Man's level. But whatever. So Lonnie, who is in a relationship with the girl that Peter really likes, ends up becoming really good friends with Peter, but Lonnie gets drawn into a crazy gang situation, and you can see how he's starting to like go down that path where he eventually will become Tombstone, and somehow he maybe gets in an accident or something. But anyway, I've got like 10 minutes before I start my shift, so I got to finish my coffee and stuff. But I want to just do this quick review and just say definitely watch Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, because it's very well done, and I like the fresh spin, and it really reminds me a little bit of the old MTV Spider-Man CGI kind of animation I used to have years ago. But this is really nice, and I would like to see them do that, to do this with other characters too. I mean, I really wish that Marvel would put more focus on their more magic-based characters. Maybe like a Blade cartoon or something with, his daughter. Because, I mean, I think it'd be like a little nice way to introduce people to Blade, through another character, and then you could open up the door for other stories. But yeah, I think the magical universe has been kind of neglected by Marvel. DC does a better job with it because, where they have Constantine and, they have a bunch of magical characters. I think Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi, I guess, and Moon Knight, I suppose, and maybe Black Panther is magicish because he's dealing with the gods and all that. But that's all for now. I just want to talk about Spider-Man and how much I love the cartoon. And I watched like 5 episodes, and I was really, really, really happy. So now I'm gonna finish Invincible because I think they have all the episodes up. So this is like season 3. I'm about to drop this cookie. I think it's season 3 or 4. But it got off to a really good start, so I want to do a review on that too, and then I'll be back with a review, obviously, on Captain America, the new one, when it comes out. I think it comes out officially Friday, but I guess it's coming out maybe early in some places, because I know some people said that somebody I work with said they're going to go see it on Wednesday. I'm like, how are you going to do that? But yeah, I know Thursday it may be showing, but I'm going to go see it Friday, and then I'll do my review. But that's it for my little Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man review. It's definitely very good. I like it. I think you should definitely check it out, and you might be pleasantly surprised. And I'm out of here for now. And this is Tuesday, February the 11th, Nerds with Badges, episode complete.